Alright, continuing on with our easy week, we're moving on to linear factors of polynomials. And this is it, I'm going to read it. To determine if a binomial is a linear factor of a polynomial, you divide the polynomial by the binomial. This is called the binomial. This is the polynomial, okay? You divide it using synthetic division. Remember, synthetic division is the one where we make the L, we write the coefficients, and we take the opposite number. Most people like this. I know my face-to-face students loved it. They did great at it. Hopefully you guys at home, you enjoyed it as well. It's a lot easier than long division. So we divide using synthetic division. Then after that, once we divide, we get the answer. During the answer, if there's a remainder, which we know how to determine the remainder, if there's a remainder, then the binomial is not a linear factor. So we write no and box our answer. That's our answer. When we do this, the answer is going to be yes or no. That's it. Then if there is no remainder, so the remainder equals 0, then the binomial is a linear factor. So we write yes and box your answer. That's it. So we're just doing what we did before the test. We're going to do synthetic division. All we're adding is a yes or a no. Okay, so the first one, these questions should look familiar. We did these exact division problems when we were learning synthetic and long division. They're the same thing. We're just going to determine whether they're linear factors or not. So create our L. Take the opposite number of this, that's a -2, so +2 comes out here. We write our coefficients, 1, 5, -7, 2. And I would suggest before I move on, go back and watch the synthetic division if you need to. This needs to become fast. Okay, you gotta be good at this. So if I go a little too fast, you might have to slow down, back it up. But like I said, go watch the previous synthetic division video, okay? But we know, drop the first coefficient, put the 1 out here. We multiply the outside, 2 times 1 is 2. 5 plus 2, remember we do plus inside here, is 7. Then we do with the new number, 2 times 7 is 14. -7 plus 14 is a +7. 2 times 7, 14. 2 plus 14 is 16. All right? Then we know, because this is part of the steps, when we start our answer, we start 1 power down from the highest one. So the highest one here is to the third. So when we start our answer, it's going to start with x squared. That's it. There's no secret to that. So let's just plug in the coefficients. This is 1, x squared plus 7x plus 7. What is this 16? It is the remainder. So the remainder is 16 over x minus 2. So since there's a remainder, is this a linear factor? Well, again, back to the steps. If there is a remainder, then the binomial is not a linear factor. So we write no and box it or circle it, whatever you need to do. That's it. We're done. So again, just follow the steps. Use synthetic division, which you should know how to do now. Boom, boom, boom. Then if you get a remainder, the binomial is not a linear factor. Okay? But if you don't get a remainder, then it is. You write yes or no. All right, moving on. Oops. All right, we only have one more problem to do because after this is the worksheet because it's that simple. Okay, step 1, create our L. Step 2, take this number. It's a +3, so we're going to write -3 out here. Then we're going to write the coefficients, these coefficients. All right, 2, 12, 21, 14, and 15. It's going to be kind of long. All right. So the first one, drop it down. -3 times +2 is -6. We have been getting confused with these negatives when there's negatives and positives. Remember in here, you're saying, yes, you're saying technically 12 plus -6. But think about it as, since you're adding, it's just 12, oops, technical difficulties, let me rewrite it, 2, 12. All right, -3 here. All right, remember when you're saying 12 plus -6, you're basically saying 12 minus 6, okay? And we get confused when we have double negatives when we have to subtract. But it shouldn't be too bad. So 12 plus -6, or 12 minus 6, is +6. Then we move on. -3 times +6 is -18. All right, 21 minus 18 or 21 plus negative 18 is the same thing as positive 3. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. 14 plus negative 9 or 14 minus 9 is 5. And then last one, negative 3 times positive 5 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus negative 15, or sorry, positive 15 plus negative 15 or 15 minus 15 is 0. Okay? Then we know we start one power down from the highest. So we're going to start with x to the third. So 2x to the third plus 6x to the second plus 3x plus 5. And then that means this 0 is our remainder. So the remainder equals 0. So that means, is this a yes or is it a no? Is it a linear factor? Again, according to the notes, if there is no remainder, then the binomial is a linear factor. So you just write yes. And that's it. We're done. Okay? Complete the worksheet. Today we're only going to do 1 through 10. Okay? I scroll down. It looks like this. Oops, let me erase. It should look like this. Only do 1 through 10 because tomorrow we'll do 11 through 20. Okay, if you want to work ahead, you can, but just make sure you don't turn in 11 through 20 until tomorrow. Okay, just 1 through 10. So it's determine if the binomial is a linear factor. Show all your work, box your final answer yes or no. So just make sure you're drawing the L, you're taking this, negative 8, so it becomes a positive 8, then 4, negative 41, 81, and negative 67, and then continue on from there. Okay, I'll stop there. It's that easy. Just keep doing the synthetic division. See if you have a remainder at the end. And if you do, then it's no. If you don't have a remainder, then it's a yes. It's that simple.